Coffee with Coach.
Okay, welcome back to Coffee with Coach. This is Kristen Holbergs, head coach of the Lake Dallas High School volleyball team. I'm joined today with junior pin hitter Rachel Armstrong, who's a great volleyball player and equally as great human. Before we start off today, Rach, share with us this tasty, delicious coffee of choice.
This is a vanilla bean frappuccino because I actually don't like coffee, and this tastes like ice cream. So.
And I have now realized that I don't like coffee either, but I love this drink right here. Get started and get to know Rach Beyond the Court, which is the name of our series. I want to share with you the accolades this young lady has acquired while being a part of Lake Dallas. As a 6th grader, Rachel won the Language Arts Award. 7th grade, she was voted the best track runner and won the History Award. 8th grade, she was the best offensive volleyball player. And then this past year, Rachel was moved up to varsity. And one of the requirements that we have in order to be a captain on varsity is you have to be a returning varsity player as well as an upperclassman. So she had the opportunity to apply for captain this year. And she did not, but I want her to share why, because I have nothing but mad respect for her and her reasoning behind it.
Yeah, so when she told me I had the opportunity to apply as a captain, I was really excited about it because I wanted to do it. But then I realized I haven't had my learning year on varsity because I haven't had a full year yet, and there were just girls on the team who I felt like deserved it more than me. So
lots of respect. Very selfless player. Okay, so to start off with, Rach, tell us a little bit about your family dynamics.
So I'm the middle kid. I have 3 younger brothers and then 2 older brothers and a sister. So my house is always loud and hectic. And then my mom, she's the best mom you could ever ask for. She is my best friend, really. And then she drives me everywhere, whether it's early morning kids camp that we do at the high school or going all the way to North Richland Hills just for club practice. So I'm just really grateful for her.
She's pretty awesome. And she will be joining our booster
yeah, she's so excited
this year. We are very excited about that. Tell us, why volleyball?
Well, in middle school, I played all the sports except for tennis. I didn't play tennis. So in 7th and 8th grade, I played everything. I didn't really like track because track sucks. And then I wasn't good at basketball. So to be honest, volleyball was just the one thing that I was good at. So I just stayed with it.
Now, in track, what did you run in track? Because it says you have the best runner.
Right, so I ran the 400 in the middle. Yeah, so you kind of understand why I hate it.
Oh. Yeah, no.
It's all.
How do you feel like you've grown from middle school to now as a player and as a person?
I think in middle school, I was very timid and shy and didn't really want to talk to people that I didn't really know. And that correlated to on the court, I wasn't very loud because I wasn't loud ever. And so I think as I've grown into my confidence and grown into myself, I'm learning to be more outgoing, and that's helping me on the court. I like to think I'm one of the loudest on the court when we play.
I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even just talking to you right now, I would never picture you as the shy person, but I have noticed probably within the past 2 years,
right,
lots of growth.
Yeah.
What is the most important lesson you have learned through your years of competing in athletics?
I would say just to always be a competitor, always try to be your best and do everything you can to win. And even in life, you want to always be your best so that you can accomplish things. So it's just always taught me to be competitive.
Oh yeah, if we're tying our shoes, it's a competition.
Oh yes.
My bow will be better.
We race to the locker room every day.
Right.
It's so serious.
So when we talk about bringing an entire package, that looks kind of different for different players that we have in our program, but you were voted. Side note, we did end of the year Lake Dallas Volleyball Yearbook Awards. Mm-hmm. So it had to be someone within our program, but we did all the fun, best smile, best eyes, all that kind of stuff. Rachel was voted as most involved, most school spirit. Talk to us about everything that you're involved in outside of volleyball, the benefits of being involved in so many things, and then how you find balance.
Okay, so I was on the volleyball team, and then I just recently started helping Coach Machuca with the AAA team. I'm going to coach a younger kids team. They're like 10 years old, and then
what's AAA?
AAA is a club ran out by one of our varsity players' mom, Coach Machuca, who it's really just for like. It's a club. Yeah, it's a club.
So like volleyball.
Yeah, it's like volleyball. So I help coach them. And then this past baseball season, I was a baseball manager.
Which also landed you another job.
As Coach Haney's babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do a lot of things. And I help with all the kids camps that we have within the volleyball program. So I think the benefit of that is like really just getting involved in my school and like letting like my coaches or my teammates know that like I'm going to be there for them, whether it's in season or outside of season. Like I want them to see that I'm a reliable person. So I just try to help with all the extra stuff. Balance, I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't, luckily the things that I do aren't always in the same season at the same time. So like I have my volleyball season and then it's baseball and club season. So it's like kind of balanced. And so I just try to keep things, I don't know. I'm still working on the balance part. Not a lot of sleep.
As am I. So also something you left out, you approached me, I think it was midway through the school year, about wanting or asking if I would be the sponsor for this group that you're going to start at Lake Dallas. And I know you're very involved with FCA.
Yes.
So talk to us a little bit about that group and then FCA, all that kind of stuff.
So FCA was started by a few of my friends, and I just started growing, and I'm just trying to help like get my friends to go, and it's just a good thing to do like at school and help people like find their religion. And then my church, Thousand Hills, a few of our kids from there, Hannah Graham, Gavin Coleman, and AJ Shields and I all wanted to start a Bible study at our school. So I asked Coach Holbergs if she wanted to be our spring sponsor for it. And we're still working on like getting the approval and getting the things we need, but hopefully we'll have the Bible study started next school year when everyone's in person.
Face to face. What do you feel like is the most challenging and the most rewarding part of being on a team of teenage girls?
I definitely say the two most challenging things is like obviously the drama that comes with it, but honestly like this past season when I was on varsity, like it wasn't drama. It was just a bunch of best friends like playing volleyball. It wasn't really that dramatic. I think the hardest part for me as coming like halfway through the season to the team was like allowing myself to believe that I belonged there, that I was good enough. And it wasn't that any of the girls like made me feel like it. I just like still have to let myself believe like you worked hard enough, you're good enough for this. So it's like the most challenging part is just like letting yourself believe that you're supposed to be there. But then on the reward side, it's like, because it is a bunch of your best friends, like even if they're not your best friends out of season, when you're in season you're with those people all the time. Like those have to be your best friends or it's going to be a long season. So like going and beating like teams that you were worried about beating and like competing with your best friends, it's like the best feeling in the world. It's so fun.
So how did you mentally and physically overcome the setbacks of your first year on varsity, with it being during a pandemic?
Yeah, it was hard. Well, when we were supposed to have Falcon Pride, at the end of freshman season, I was very excited for Falcon Pride because I was like, oh, I'm going to show everyone, like they're not ready. Like, and then it was shut down really. So we weren't allowed to do anything. And like, we had to do everything at home and just send in videos of what we were doing. But like mentally, I just told myself like there are going to be people who are on a higher team than you who aren't going to do this. So like this is your chance to show like actually how committed you are. So you just have to take it as in like it's just another challenge that you have to go through in order to get where you want to go. Like you can't think of it as a setback or else it will set you back. So you just have to, push through it and not let it bother you.
Very good. Just an obstacle.
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to take away from athletics beyond the court, whether it's something that you take with you to college or even beyond that later on in life?
I think really it's just like the bonds that you make with people. Like the girls that I met trying out for 7th grade volleyball are still like my best friends to this day. Like the twins, like I've known them since I was like in middle school and we're still super close. So I think like making those bonds and then even like having memories of those bonds, like if we like we're probably not going to go to the same college, but just like remembering high school as like a time where I just got to spend it with all of my friends, like just making great memories on the volleyball court. I think that's really important.
Good. What are some of your goals in life?
I want to be a teacher, I'm pretty sure. So I want to go to college. I would love to play in college, but we're still kind of working on that. And I really want to travel. I want to go all over the world. I want to go to Israel. I want to go to Italy. I want to go everywhere. I just want to see everything.
Would you ever study abroad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always scared that I'd get homesick, but I think I would definitely I would love it.
What subject would you want to teach?
I'm a history nerd. I love history. I think, yeah.
I mean, you did get the award your 7th
exactly.
grade year.
7th grade history.
That was a sign, early on sign. Is there an athlete that you look up to or inspire to be like, and why?
Okay. I have Logan Eggleston, who is an all-around outside hitter for UT. She's just like, you can tell, like, even in games when they're like maybe, well, I mean, they didn't lose a lot of games this year, but like the oh my gosh, Kentucky game. Sorry, I blanked. The Kentucky game, like they were losing, but she's always calm and collected, and she's like this like leader on the team that I like really like. My senior year, like she's just always like cool, and she always just does her thing. Like she never lets anything get to her head, and that like really like inspires me to just like, that's the kind of leader I want to be. And then the middle in Nebraska, Lauren Stivrins, like if you watch her growth, like freshman year she was just a 3 rotation hitter, like nothing special, she just did her thing, and now her senior year she was like the core of the team, like rocking it. She was crazy. So those are my two that I.
Is there a quote that you like to live by?
My favorite verse, Joshua 1:9, it says, don't be afraid or discouraged because God is with you wherever you go. And I have to remind myself that daily.
So as we approach summer workouts, they actually start
next Monday.
Yeah. Get your mind, body, and soul right.
Oh my gosh.
And tryouts for next season. What is one piece of advice that you would like to give the incoming freshmen?
I would say, like, just have fun. Like, if you want to play a sport and, like, that means you want to be a competitor, like, the only way that I get through Falcon Pride is, like, going and having fun every day and trying to lift more than Maddie or run faster than Emma. Like, that's fun for me. So I just think, like, find the things that you think are fun within it. Like, yeah, it's going to suck. Like, Falcon Pride sucks. But, like, get over it. It's going to happen.
When you can't walk on day 2 because you're so sore.
Yeah, it's so bad. And you have the rest of the week to get through. Like, it's not going to be, like, you're not going to think it's fun. But, like, if you find the little things that's fun, like, it makes it happen. And, like, also, the only way that you're going to get through it is by getting through it. So you just got to do it. If you want to try out, then got to go to Falcon Pride.
Got to do it and get through it. Okay, so you have played volleyball outside of school for a couple of years now. Talk about each one of the different club volleyball teams you've played for and kind of what you have taken away from each program.
So after my freshman year, I played on one of the AAA teams with Coach Michuka that I talked about earlier. I double teamed her, so I played on a 16s team and I played on an 18s team. And it really taught me, like, Coach Michuka is a great coach, by the way. She, like, I don't think I would be nearly as good as I am without her. So shout out Coach Michuka, it, like, double teaming like that really taught me that, like, you really are responsible for, like, it is a team sport. Like, no matter how good I think I am or how good this other girl thinks she are, like, at the end of the day, you can't win a game by yourself. And so I think, like, having to just play with so many different people, like, taught me that it's, like, how to play with people that maybe you don't like or maybe you haven't played with enough to, like, actually know how they are. So it just really taught me that, like, it's a team sport and it really, like, it that's what it comes down to. And then this past season, I played on an 18s extreme team with McKenna Mars, a senior who just graduated. Hey, bestie. We played on an 18 team, so it was really competitive, because all those girls are old and seniors and trying to get scholarships. And so we didn't do very good as our season as a whole, but that's how it goes sometimes. But I think I learned to be a lot more confident in myself, because I went in as I hadn't even turned 16, so I was 15 years old on an 18 team with a bunch of girls who were older than me, and I wasn't really confident in myself. And I think as I grew and as I realized that I can compete with these older girls, like, it just really taught me to be confident within myself and that I'm good at volleyball sometimes.
At a lot of the time. So what position when you played for Coach Machuca? Because I know for us, very dynamic. We can kind of move you around the court as the team needs. But what position did you play for AAA?
For AAA, I started as a middle, and then we realized we needed more of a stronger blocker for outsides, just because, I don't know, I'd moved to right side eventually. So for Coach Machuca, I played middle and right side.
And then for extreme?
Right side, and then a little bit of outside, which I really loved. I love playing outside. It's so fun.
See, that was going to be my next question. If you could play any position, because I was a middle in high school and a libero in college.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
But I always wanted to be an outside hitter.
I would love to be a 6 rotation outside hitter. Like, some girls that I know are like scared of it because it's like a lot, you're on all the time, like you get no break, and that's like a lot of responsibility. I would live for that. Like, that is so fun. Like, you get to be on all the time, and like, if you sit on the bench and you lose, like, I think sometimes there's like this stigma of like, well, I wasn't on all the time, so you can't blame me for the loss. But like, if you're a 6 rotation outside hitter, like, you don't have that. Like, you're on all the time. I would love that. I'm such a competitor that I would just like, I never want to come off the court, so I think it'd be good.
You are such a competitor, because who is the one person in our program that no matter if it's a gut check day where we're running, which no volleyball player enjoys that.
No.
If it's the weight room, if it's just on the court, who is the one person that you will do everything within your body to try and beat?
Our 6 rotation outside hitter, Kaylin Gunn.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time. Let's see.
If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. So.
There you go. So I know you mentioned studying abroad would be an opportunity. Do you have like a go-to college that you grew up, that's where I want to go, I love that school? Hook 'em.
Yeah.
I'm not partial.
Yeah. Growing up in Texas is very much a UT thing, but lately I've been like, ACU seems like a really good like place.
Abilene?
Yes. I would love it. It'd be fun.
Wow.
Yeah. They got a pretty good volleyball program out there. Not too.
How is their education program?
It is good. It's a Christian college, so that's a good place to go. So it'll be a good like environment for you to be in, and their like teaching majors are really good. That's like one of the things that they're like kind of known for. So it'd be a good college for me to go to. Expensive though, so we'll see.
Need the scholarship.
Yeah, get those good grades.
Very good. Would you ever consider, besides studying abroad in Italy and eating all the great pasta and stuff, would you consider going out of state anywhere?
Yeah, I think I would like it because, like, while I want to like stay close to home and like always be able to see my mom, I think I do want kind of the separation of like being able to find myself and growing up. So I think out of state, not too far, maybe like one of the surrounding states would be a good place for me to go. I think I would like it.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Coffee with Coach Rachel Armstrong. Make sure you give her a shout out on social media and come watch her play next season.
Yay.